It's Nolan. Yeah, justifiable belief in myself. Overconfidence can turn into the means of my wealth. Saying peace to timidity, years of humility. 8-town legend full of heat like humidity. Walking the academy, I'm adjust the position, adjust my position. I need to be first ranked. National holiday on my birthday. Saving up to save my homies' lives like it's Earth Day. Frying up that skirt steak. Focused on feeding and buying the block. Protective services, bananas supplying the Glock. Too much testosterone lead to skull and bones that your son is grown. So much soon it seems the innocence is come and gone. Money rolls stitched together like it's paper towels. Rappers taking bows at my feet like they making vows. If you don't get on my face and find a partner, I'ma put that 9-nigga chest like Ryan Harper. Lion-hearted, trying to find me a divine goddess. By the business and relax like she Batty Bonnets. Living life, take a chance like we playing dice. Going blind to the block like I'm Matty Ice. Dominican market, everything is for sale. My homies got a street education like it was Yale. I excel like a spreadsheet, I was made to prevail. I'm switching up my flavors from fried chicken to kale. Freedom fighter with an ink pen, let it sink in. Take delinquents from the precinct and let them see ends. Embrace the data, teach them how the industry enslaving rappers. Lead the game, raise your statures like ancient magic. Start a label, pay the tax, then you make it back. Same concept of a brick and mortar. We used to be Madam Walkers before we was living dormant. Inventors with stolen visions, the history is important. I ain't got time for no top 5. My homie hit my phone saying how the stocks rise. And we ain't talking about investing in no Popeyes. I see my pop size lighting up for second chances, no longer reprimand. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. You know we gotta come back and get an update, man. The gift that just keeps on giving, the beef that just keeps on providing, the fight that keeps on feuding. Oh man, Jay-Z Roc Nation versus Tony Buzbee. Who knew that this was going to be the most entertaining shit happening at the end of the year leading up to the holidays? My goodness. Now, the story has been derailed. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? We're getting into some different quarters here. Because apparently Tony Buzbee has now been sued by an alleged ex-lover, which we're gonna get to in a minute. Tony Buzbee then comes out and blames it on Roc Nation. Then Roc Nation comes out, and I'm assuming this Roc Nation post is Jay-Z, because who the hell at Roc Nation is really going to put a statement out on behalf of Jay-Z to be laughing at Tony Buzbee? So he comes out clowning the situation, all in the matter of a day. We got all of these other these lawsuits. 13-year-old, she might as well pack it up. You know what I'm saying? I think she's like 37, 38 now. You might as well pack it up. It's about over for you, ma'am. Okay? We're now into a whole nother saga where the so-called smear campaigns are going back and forth. They running more advertisements than the goddamn Super Bowl right now to clear their names. This shit is getting hectic, baby. And I'm here to talk about it with y'all. Let's get to it. Let's start at the top. Let me share my screen. We're going to get right into it. Diddy accuser's attorney Tony Buzbee sued for allegedly giving a woman an STI. He says it's a smear campaign. Oh man, let me stop. Tony Buzbee, the high-profile attorney who's filed multiple lawsuits against Diddy and one against Jay-Z, is now accused of infecting a woman he dated with a venereal disease. According to a new suit filed in New York Supreme Court, the accuser, identified as Jane Doe, here we go with the Jane Doe stuff, says Buzbee has taken advantage of her since 2018 when they first met during an online conversation. So when you talk about taking advantage of, we're now talking about some form of SA. So all the laughter must cease. Okay? Because these are serious allegations. The woman said the Texas-based lawyer charmed her and convinced her to go out on a date. And they met off a dating app, correct? Online conversation. Maybe not a dating app. Maybe it was IG or something. Who knows? The woman said the Texas-based lawyer charmed her and convinced her to go out on a date. She says she ventured to Buzbee's hometown of Houston to grab dinner with him before they took in a show. After the performance, the woman says Buzbee booked a room at a 5-star hotel where he seduced her. The two allegedly had sexual intercourse without Buzbee revealing he had a venereal disease, which is not specifically named in the suit. So she feels like I'm guessing she feels like he purposely gave it to her because, of course, in the grand scheme of things, people that knowingly have sexual transmitted diseases and infections and stuff like that, if you give it out to people willfully, don't warn people, and you know you have it, you can have lawsuits and things like that formed against you. The woman says after she left the hotel the next day, she started to feel uncomfortable sensations around her groin. Prompting her to meet with a doctor who tested her and determined she had an STD from her encounter with Buzbee. Immediately, the woman says she contacted him to deliver the bad news, and he apologized, but seemed unsurprised because she claims he already knew he had the VD. The woman goes on to say Buzbee asked her not to disclose her diagnosis to anyone and vowed to provide free legal advice as compensation. Whoa. So he says, hey, baby, keep this on the hush, okay? And to make up for any hard feelings, you know, if you need to sue somebody like myself, or you need anything else as far as legal advice, maybe a business you have, come to me. I got you. The woman says she was filled with shame and grief, but continued to hook up with... What? The woman says she was filled with shame and grief, but continued to hook up with Buzbee, who allegedly kept her on a short leash so he could manipulate her into keeping his secret under wraps. The woman says Buzbee invited her on trips to Panama and NYC, where he owned a home. Oh, I didn't know he had property in New York. TMZ broke the story. According to a complaint the woman filed last month, so this was already in the ether, Buzbee flew into a fit of rage and pushed this is what we're talking about with the champagne flu. I was wondering what happened with that. So this is the same woman? He flew into a fit of rage and pushed a champagne flute into her face while they were at a bar during one of their NYC trips. Jesus Christ. The woman says she has both medical and dental records to prove she suffered the injuries, including a chipped tooth. Buzbee says her lawsuit is a criminal conspiracy to discredit and intimidate him for pursuing claims in the Diddy litigation. We'll get back to that in a moment because he has a whole statement of his own that he issued via his Instagram. But I didn't know all of this was related as one, because I remember this thing with the champagne flute. Divorce client. It's the same woman? So she came to him regarding her divorce and they was sleeping around? That's kind of messy. Jane Doe was a former client of Tony Buzbee. She filed a lawsuit obtained by TMZ in which she alleges the attorney assaulted her while repping her in divorce case. The documents do not lay out specifics of the alleged assault, but a source connected to the woman tells TMZ she is alleging she was in a public place, chipped her tooth. We talked about this. But we didn't know that her and Tony Buzbee were more familiar than just working together. Getting a little bit too much work in. So that comes out, that hits the streets. TMZ breaks the story. Tony Buzbee comes out to try to defend the honor in his name. This is what he had to say. He says, the smear campaign continues. Today, I was sued yet again by a lawyer affiliated with the same lawyers I face in the Diddy litigation. Now, as of yet, I do not have the paperwork to verify who the lawyers are filing this against Tony Buzbee to say whether or not they're affiliated or within the same circle. So that's his word against theirs at this moment. But I guess it'll be revealed eventually. Somebody's going to leak this information out. By a lawyer affiliated with the same lawyers I face in the Diddy litigation. And he keeps throwing Diddy's name in here as a trigger. The conspiracy to discredit me and intimidate me from pursuing claims in the Diddy litigation has at this point become criminal. This latest case, like the others, is frivolous, laughable and ridiculous and will be dismissed like the others. Now, when he says dismissed like the others, I'm not sure what he's talking about. Perhaps he's talking about other cases or claims that have been brought against him in the Houston, Texas area. Because it seems that other people have sued him, said he stole money from them, etc. And perhaps they have not gotten any relief. Perhaps they've all taken L's in court. I don't know. But he seems very confident. He says it now seems that every other day there is another false claim filed, all of which are being ginned up by individuals working on behalf of or in concert with those Roc Nation and Diddy interests. So he's saying that Roc Nation and or people affiliated with Diddy are the ones behind this, right? And of course, he just came out the other day saying that Roc Nation has been harassing him. He's saying that they're paying people to try to bring up lawsuits against him, that they're offering people money, all games that he's played as well, but he doesn't like it when they're leveraged against him. I'll continue. He says the latest one is provably false, with literally no factual basis or merit whatsoever. Prior to filing it, the lawyer demanded $20 million from me, claiming that if I didn't pay, he would trash my reputation despite being shown that his client's wild claims could not be true. It's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck. Ain't you the guy that goes out with demand letters? You don't want this to come out? Come give us money. Come meet us for a mediation. Come pay up. Ain't you the same guy that went on TV and said you're shaking down celebrities? Everybody that went to a Diddy party, anybody that showed face at a Diddy party was subject to be brought up in lawsuit. You're not the same guy that did that? Must have been Tony Bugs Bunny, not Buzbee. Okay. He says, we won't just sit back and allow this criminality to continue. Oh, now it's criminality. But you're defending your good honor when Jay-Z said you came to them with a demand letter and wanting to keep it private at a price. We won't just sit back and allow this criminality to continue. We have reported this conduct to the relevant legal authorities, and we will be filing our own cases against those behind this to put a stop to it once and for all. Once and for all. It's a very interesting game that's being played. Now, that's Tony Buzbee. Here's a statement from Roc Nation. I think it's Jay-Z. I think most of us can tell. This is similar to the statement he issued the other day, but this time around, Roc Nation is in all caps. Roc Nation is going to be arrested because his client / alleged ex-lover is accusing him of assaulting her, giving her a venereal disease, and asking her to falsify documents in a lawsuit. So they pose a question. They say, hey, so this is Roc Nation's fault, right? That you have a client that you was smashing on, okay? Which I'm sure there's got to be something around that, right? That's a little bit too much attorney-client privilege. But she's saying you assaulted her with a champagne flute. This story's been out for at least a month, and now we're getting extra details that y'all was doing the do. Right? So they say, so it's Roc Nation's fault that happened or that's coming out. Okay, cool. They say, we suppose it is also Roc Nation's fault that your other ex-clients are suing you for allegedly stealing their money. Another thing that we've reported on this channel, ex-clients saying that he gave them advances, gave them some little money up front when he took on the case. But then as he won settlements for them, they never received their payout, or they received very small fractions of what it is that they were actually owed. Right? No and no. God is behind that sunlight you keep referencing, because in the post Tony Buzbee had put this thing up of sunlight is the best disinfectant. This is about the second or third time that he's referenced it. So they say God is behind that sunlight you keep referencing. We are not the source of every sunlight that you get, but rock sunshine is coming your way, Mr. 1-800. Shameful. Now, I don't know what Rock Sunshine is. I ain't gonna lie, man. So, this is just the latest in an ongoing saga. These motherfuckers is gonna be duking it out well into January, well into the new year. Neither one of these sides is backing down, and how could you blame them, right? Jay-Z is protecting his name, his family, his legacy, with Tony Buzbee having this client that's coming out saying that she was SA'd back in the year of 2000. She was 13 years old, but none of the details line up. Now that people have pretty much been faced with the fact that the details don't line up, now we've got folks trying to say, well, what about 2003? Well, by 2003, Mike Vick was popping. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole different landscape out there. Plus, Jay-Z had his own VMA after party at his club 4040. Diddy had his own VMA after party at a totally separate venue called Club Show or something, which is now not even open anymore. So by 2003, both parties were in separate locations. Jay-Z was at his own venue. You think that nigga got a reason to leave when he in his own shit? And it's being hosted by him and his people? Okay. Next thing y'all gonna do is say, well, what about 2006? By 2006, shit, man. LeBron James was goddamn top dog in the league. Lot changes in. Come on, man. We can't do that. Not a 6-year window. A lot changes. So I don't know what's gonna come next. I don't know what type of string of allegations are gonna be leveraged out into the world within the next 24 hours. Cause these guys, I mean, they've literally filled up the news week for the last 7 days, just going woo, 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 woo. I don't know, man. We about to throw them bows. We about to throw them things. That's what's going on around here, man. So y'all know, as more details get poured in, I'm going to report on them. I'm going to report on them as effectively and objectively as I possibly can. Everyone knows I fuck with Jay-Z, but again, if there's any type of evidence that would give more credibility to the allegations, I have to go with the side of righteousness and truth, right? So it doesn't matter how much I may favor a person because I enjoy their music. When it comes to the facts, when it comes to things as sensitive as SA, and we're talking about of a minor especially, that's nothing to play with. And I don't understand why people would come out playing with it, especially when you know that you knew once you added, hell, if you go at Diddy was already in a vulnerable enough position where he had been pretty much in the doghouse since last year. So it was kind of easy to throw that against him because, of course, he came out, defended himself. Next thing you know, we got the video of him assaulting Cassie, right? We got Lil Rod. He spoke in very great detail. We got Don Richard coming out. It was easy to throw him to the side. Well, when you throw Jay-Z in there, of course, it's going to be met with a whole nother set of magnifying glasses that's going to be like, hold on, dog. What are we doing here? Now, I know there's a lot of people that want Jay-Z to go down. There's a lot of people that want to force Jay-Z to have been exactly where they say. We got people out here literally lying on YouTube talking about some witness saw this and this person did this. Well, why is it not being broadcast on any reputable sources? People want to say, oh, this was the house here. The house that Diddy didn't own until 2004, but y'all talking about 2003 when it supposedly happened in the fucking year 2000. Next thing they're going to say is that shit happened in 1995 when Biggie was living. Come on, man. You got to be able to call a thing, call a spade, roll with the side of real, and that should carry us through. Now, at this point, y'all go ahead and let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. If you want exclusive listening sessions, we're going to get back to the music and stuff as well. If you want exclusive listening, music reviews, all that stuff, I think SZA's about to drop tomorrow or drop tonight. So we're definitely going to have to play that. Join us over on Patreon, because the stuff that I can't actually play audibly on YouTube, any music videos that come out tomorrow that are worth talking about, that'll be over on Patreon. So make sure you join, check in, see what we got over there. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.